Canada's in a lot of trouble. You're seeing this being preached by the Conservative Party here in Canada, mostly by the leader of the opposition, Pierre, but also by really big American figures like Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and now Bill Maher. And Bill Maher has historically been a liberal, but the pendulum has gone so far to the radical extreme that Bill Maher is now considered a centrist or even a center-right. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I want to encourage everyone to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already. It does really help grow the channel. And just a gentle reminder that this is Mr. Sunshine Extra, so it would really help if you did subscribe to this new channel. And without further ado, let's get into this video. This is very strange that Bill Maher is worried about Canada. Here we go.
And finally, new rule: if we want to save our country, we should follow the advice good liberals have given for decades and learn from other countries. Especially those beacons of progressivism like Canada, England, and Scandinavia. And I agree we should, as long as we're honest about the lessons we're learning, and as long as we're up to date on the current data, such as the unemployment rate in the U.S. is 3.8%, and in Canada it's 6.1%. And of the 15 North American cities with the worst air pollution, 14 are in Canada. I'm not citing these stats because I have it out for Canada. I love Canada and its people, and always have. But I hate zombie lies. Zombie lies.
What's that in reference to?
That's when things change, but what people say about them doesn't. Yes, for decades, places like Vancouver and Amsterdam and Stockholm seemed idyllic because everything was free and all the energy we needed was produced by riding a bike to your job at the windmill. Canada was where all the treasured goals of liberalism worked perfectly. It was like NPR come to life. But with poutine.
Now it's not poutine, it's Putin. Everything is Putin's fault, which is how Americans, or English people rather, say poutine. Is Putin? Putin? Poutine. Poutine is Putin.
Canada was the Statue of Liberty with a low-maintenance haircut and cross-country skis, a giant idealized blue state with single-payer health care, gun control, and abortion on polite demand.
Jesus.
Canada was where every woke white college kid wearing pajama pants outdoors who'd had it up to here with America's racist patriarchy dreamt of living someday. I mean, besides Gaza.
And now Canada is a hub for these Gaza protests, right? What's being referred to as pro-Hamas or pro-Palestinian or anti-Israel, anti-Semitic protests. Canada's leading the charge, whether you want it or not. It's here, loud and clear.
There's only one problem with thinking everything's better in Canada. It's not. Not anymore, anyway. Last year, Canada added 1.3 million people, which is a lot in 1 year, the equivalent of the U.S. adding 11 million migrants in 1 year. And now they're experiencing a housing crisis even worse than ours. And we're sleeping in tents.
Yeah, I don't think people from around the world actually understand how bad things are here in Canada. People think that we're like exaggerating, that it's, you know, just blown out of proportion. No, man, Canada's affordability is way worse than America. I freaking hate to say it because Canada used to be just such a beautiful, beautiful country, and we used to almost laugh at all the problems that America had. Sorry if there's any Americans watching, but that's kind of the Canadian culture, is at least it could be worse. At least we could be in America. And now we've become that exact phrase. At least it could be worse. At least it could be talking with funny accents, saying a boot instead of about in Canada. We are a mocking playground. Like we're the world's clown show, basically. And it doesn't help that our leader is very incompetent. And now we're going to take a look at how Pierre Poilievre is just badgering Justin Trudeau on this housing crisis that Bill Maher was just talking about.
The Prime Minister has got to stop getting his facts from his incompetent housing minister's Twitter account. Yes. This is the same guy who, as immigration minister, lost track of 1 million people. when I was housing minister, we built 92,782 new apartment units with an average rent of $973. How many apartments will the Prime Minister build at the price of $972 a month this year?
We've put out the most comprehensive and ambitious housing plan this country has ever seen, because we know that making sure the young people can afford a home, making sure we change the way homes are built in this country, is about building a stronger future for everyone in this country. That's what fairness for every generation looks like. That's what this government is focused on, while they're focused on cuts.
We will cut the rent. When I was Minister of Housing, we paid half as much for rent in Canada that we pay today. And on that question of his ambitious housing plan, I decided to read all about it in their 2015 platform. They said, "We will make it easier for Canadians to find an affordable place to call home." That was 9 years ago. Wow. They doubled the cost since that promise was made, and then they repeated the promise yesterday. Why do we expect the same promise with the same programs and the same Prime Minister to be kept this time?
By using public lands and vacant government offices for housing, we're making it easier to save up for a tax-free, for a down payment. We're helping end chronic homelessness.
It's going to turn public buildings and land into housing. Wonder where we got that idea. Well, actually, it was, let me quote, "We will conduct an inventory of all federal lands and buildings that could be repurposed and make some of these lands available at low cost for affordable housing." That is from his 2015 budget. And now, 9 years later, he can only point to 13 homes on those public lands. And yesterday, he promised a rapid review of all the federal land portfolios. Rapid review. How rapid? Another 9 years?
Wow. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. And I know it's going to take some time. And it really, really hurts to know that Pierre Poilievre is going to inherit a absolute disaster. But I'm optimistic. I am very optimistic that Pierre Poilievre can fix it. He's saying all the right things. He's winning over the hearts of Canadians and people outside of our border. You got lots of Americans that support him. I think Elon Musk has also said, wow, Pierre's seems like a good candidate. Can't wait to see him in power, or might be paraphrasing. Joe Rogan also, I think, has come out and said that he not necessarily endorses, but likes it. Jordan Peterson has obviously publicly, I think he's publicly endorsed Pierre Poilievre. So lots of very big people have really come out and said he's the guy to fix it. And you know what? It doesn't even matter if he's not the best, as it turns out it could potentially be, which I don't think it is. As long as he's not Justin Trudeau, I think we're setting a foot in the right direction. I really think that, a fifth grader, a sixth grader, literally anybody else in the world, just pick somebody off of the street. Anybody else in the world could do a better job than Justin Trudeau, because it's that greed, it's that ambition, that power hungriness that is really, really showing. And I don't think that the Liberals are ever going to be able to claw themselves out of this mess. But I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Look forward to reading them when the video is uploaded. That's it for right now, folks. On your way out, I'd like to encourage you guys to smash like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.